All right. Thank you, Vinay. All right. So we'll go to the next very important thing. So what is NIOS? So NIOS stands for National Institute of Open Schooling. Now, this is a government body. You can call it as a subunit of the government. So it is very much recognized. It is accepted by all Indian and abroad. It is like an open schooling system. Now, how this whole vision of open schooling started was that people who were mostly into army and backgrounds of those kind were facing difficulties when their children were moved to places which didn't have schools. So this whole NIOS concept started then, and they took it up. So this was a sub branch of CBSE who took it up as a pilot project. And when they saw that, there are a lot of kids who can benefit from this open learning system, which was not confined to any classroom, they were self-paced and they could see the benefits. They started to make it like a autonomous university by itself. So NIOS is that. Now, who benefits from it? As I said, this is for everybody who is wanting to be still a part of the certification system, but don't want to do the conventional schooling system. It is going to benefit each of them. So when we talk about the benefits, what is the benefit of having an NIOS system? The most important that I believe in is the flexibility. The flexibility in terms of the subjects that we choose, the flexibility in terms of the time that a child takes to complete a particular curriculum, the flexibility of giving the exams when the child is ready. I see all these are the different benefits that NIOS is giving us. Another question that I had got in the registration form was, when can we start? Now, this is again person-specific question. Each family can decide their own journey. As we homeschoolers all have our different journeys, right? So some may feel the need that, I need to give these intermittent exams at
Ma'am, you're muted. Could you unmute yourself? Ma'am, we lost you.
Shubzi, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. Could you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thanks, Dola. All right. So when we start the journey, so each person can decide the journey by themselves. So some of us give the exams at OB level A, B, C. Some of us don't give the exam. Like if you ask me, I've been unschooling my son, so he's never given any exam till date. If the need be, he will give his 10th standard exam later. So this particular question, I feel each one can ask themselves that what is your need? What is your child's need? If you think it is important that there should be an exam given by the child to check his understanding levels, please go ahead and do it. This point I've already covered. Is it recognized or no? Yes, it is very much recognized, not only in India, but also it is recognized abroad. So that's a very important and a valid point. We'll go to the next aspect. Now I'll tell you a little about what is OBE. As I've already mentioned, the age criteria here. So OBE-A is for 3rd grade, equivalent exam for grade 3. OBE-B is for grade 5, and OBE-C is for grade 8. Now, now most of the people ask us the question that are the admissions all year round? So for OBE, the admissions are not all year round. They open up in the first week of April and they go on till 31st of May. So your child has to be completing this age by the 31st of March. So as on 31st of March, if your child is say 7 years old, then he is eligible for OBE level A. And then 9 months from the date of admission, you can give your exam. However, the validity of your registration process or your admission remains valid for 5 long years. So it doesn't matter that, if you feel that your child is not ready, but he's completed his age and you've registered him, in 5 years, whenever your child is ready, you can give the exams. Now, unlike the secondary and senior secondary, OBE exams happen only once a year. That is in the month of February, March. So currently the children who have registered for OB might be having their exams coming up soon. So 4th of March has been declared by the NIOS for this year's OB. So the dates vary slightly, but roughly in the month of February, March, you can expect the exams to happen. Now for the registration process, before you all start the process, please keep the following documents handy so that you all are not losing out on time. You can give either of these documents, that is Aadhaar card, birth certificate, passport, or the leaving certificate of the previous school. Now for the children who have never been to school, you can give a self-declaration saying that my child has not been to school and will be taking up the responsibility of doing things by himself. Apart from this, as an address proof, you can give your light bill and other basic address proof documents. Even Aadhaar card comes into address proof. Then keep the signature of your child handy on a separate piece of paper. On a blank sheet of paper, he can sign it and keep. They will need photographs. And in case there is a need, then the disability certificates in specific cases is what you need to keep handy. This is all that you need for the registration and the admission processes. Now, when we go to the subjects that the child chooses from, there are a lot of subject options. Generally, the medium of the language is your primary subject. For example, if I'm writing all my papers in Hindi, then Hindi becomes my primary language. If I'm writing all the papers in English, then English is my primary language, which we call as medium. So आप कोई भी medium से दे सकते हो exam. So you need to choose one language, okay, and then you need any two subjects at OB level A and B. So generally subjects like EVS, maths, there is a whole list that is available. And because National Institute believes a lot in vocational education, they have made it mandatory for OB levels to have one vocational subject. So that is another subject that you can choose from. Now level C, you again have one language, that is your primary language, English, Hindi, whatever it is. And then they'll have to choose 3 subjects. So for example, English, maths, and computer skills, or it could be English, history, geography, things like that, or social studies, I mean, and then another vocational subject. Now, there were a couple of cases that we saw were the books. There are some suggestive syllabus that is given by the NIOS on the website itself. Also, there is something called as a learning material that has been given to the children, which is available in PDF formats on the website itself. However, we have been observing since last year, since pandemic, that the OB centers are opting the state curriculums as the study, subject study. So they are not really referring to the NIOS curriculum, which is given on the website, but they are using the textbooks, the state board textbooks for taking these exams. So what I would recommend is that when you all enroll, please be in close touch with your AA centers, that is your affiliated centers, so that they will give you a clear view as to how they will be judging your child. Will they judge your child on the NIOS curriculum that is given on the website, or they have separate books? Also, some of the parents have been facing issue with the material on the vocational subjects. What I have gathered till now, which I'm still actually digging up and finding out from people, is that for the vocational subjects, it is more of project based. So they are asking the children to do project based and not really a written paper. However, I will confirm about this and let you all know in the coming time, because I don't have very clear news on this. So maybe in the question answer session, if any parent has gone through it, can share some light on this aspect. Moving on, we go to the next aspect. As I said earlier, that if you have any questions regarding this particular aspect, please start putting it in the chat. I'll take up all the questions towards the end. Then the next thing that comes up is the secondary and the senior secondary. The age criteria is minimum. You need a 14 years age for your secondary, and 15 years for senior secondary. Now, having said this, in case your child is giving an exam at the age of 14, he needs a mandatory 2-year gap before he can write the senior secondary paper. That is a very important thing. So don't think that, he can give back to back. Like he gave it in this March, say 2022. And then immediately in 23, he gives 12. That doesn't happen because NIOS needs that 2 years gap. So roughly we can say if a child gives an exam at 14, then at age 16, he can give the next exam. That is a senior secondary. However, they give you a flexibility of doing part exams in the next year. For example, I register my child at the age of 14. Then in the next year, 23 October, my child can give 2 papers. So a maximum of 3 papers is what the child can give immediately the next year and the remaining 2 later. But his mark sheet will come only after a gap of 2 years. Okay, so this is also called as the mark accumulation scheme that they have in NIOS, where your child need not give all the papers together, the 5 subjects that are mandatory. He can split it over a period of time and give it. Okay, again, the documents for the registration remains the same. Some people had asked me a question that, how many subjects choice is there? So in secondary level, we have about 36 subjects, out of which 18 are languages. So you have languages like Arabic, Persian, Urdu, and so on and so forth. Even your state languages, Malayalam, Telugu, and all of that. And besides that, you have 18 other subjects, which include subjects like your math, science, your SST, your heritage and culture, those kind of subjects. The list is given on the site, so I'm not going much in detail. At the senior secondary level, you have about 41 subjects to choose from, out of which 12 are languages. Here again, there are very beautiful subject choice, like you have introduction to law, you have business studies, you have mass communications, which is very interesting and very good head start for kids who are wanting to pursue these professions later. So also there's a very systematic curriculum that NIOS is being following. So that is about senior secondary and secondary. Again, there are some important dates which I would like to bring to your notice. Please remember, all the information that I'm sharing with you is with regard to 21-22. 22-23, most likely there would be some changes in the rules, but that we will only come to know once they release the prospectus. So these are some of the dates that are there. So for block 1, the dates have already gone. So if you're wishing to enroll your child now, then only block 2 option is there. One thing that I recently came to know from one of our parents is that for block 2, you need to choose a vocational subject compulsory. So that can be a little tricky. And usually block 1 is when you are doing your exams in the month of March and April. And block 2 is generally when you're opting for doing your first exams in the month of October, November. So that's the basic difference in block 1, block 2. Any specific questions I'll take later. Okay, so then coming to, the validity and the authenticity and the equivalence and all of that. So many people think that, once you do NIOS, you cannot get into mainstream. So this is a document from the prospectus, which I have kept in front of you, that our children, even if they do NIOS, they can enter into mainstream. They can give exams like NEET, pharmacy, everything is open for our children. So don't think that, once they do that, they cannot enter mainstream. And this is the documentary evidence of that. Coming to the next thing, this is another very important aspect. NIOS can be a blessing for exceptional cases. These are all the different cases that NIOS is very considerate about. However, there are slight things that I have seen my children suffer and wanted to bring it to your notices. Please make sure that whatever is your requirement, for example, you need a scribe, you need a writer, you need a reader, or you need computers with the for the children, whatever it is, please go and talk to your AA centers well in advance. If you need a writer, the writer has to be 2 grades younger than your child's age, So if he's writing a 10th exam, the 8th standard child can become a scribe for him. He can be a writer for him. However, you need to go and tell the AA center that this is the child who will be writing the paper for my son or my daughter or whatever, so that they get an approval. You need to get this approval. Now, one case I would like to share with one of my students, it was very unfortunate. Until recently, we are not known about this particular fact. And unfortunately, he did not know that, he has to get it done. He thought the AA centers provide the writer for him. So he went just a few weeks before the exam, and unfortunately, he did not get a writer. He had to write the papers by himself. However, because we had submitted certain medical evidences, he was given half an hour extra. But please don't be in such a position. Please make sure that you all are contacting people so that we are not, see, it's ultimately the child has to be mentally prepared, right? So please don't put your child in a panic state. Prepare him well. If possible, also do some mock sessions with him, which worked beautifully for one of our children. That we did some writing practice, like when he was dictating, the child was writing. So there is a good rapport between the child. So take somebody who is known, but relatives cannot be the scribes. So that is another point that I want you all to remember when you all are especially taking these cases forward. And yeah, now I think I have finished with giving you all the basic info about it. We can now start with the question answer sessions. So I'll just take up a couple of questions that I can see. Okay, I'll just start from the beginning. Okay, first question is Gayatri's. So we are homeschooling 13-year-old son. We had registered for OB level C in 21-22. However, when we called the study center, they said that they didn't get any information about the candidate and they were not ready to conduct the exams for one student. And also we didn't get any books. We are really concerned about this. The center is in Hyderabad. How can we handle the situation for class 10? Okay, not cool. Okay, so Gayatri, are you there? Yeah, can you unmute, please? So Gayatri, a couple of things that are there. At 10th level, this doesn't happen, if that's what your question is indicating. And it's very unfortunate that, you did not get any info. But as I said earlier also, it is also our responsibility to keep constantly following up with the AA centers. Because many a times we have also observed that sometimes the AA center, when we are doing the registration process, they are the center. But in a couple of months, because they don't get adequate, they just call back the affiliation. So, you have to constantly be in touch with them and say that, I need to know what needs to be done further. So you have to be in touch. Also take the contact classes that have been there. If you try and ask them constantly about the contact classes, I think this info will be clear. So moving forward, I think you should be in touch with the people. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Can you please tell again the age for ABC? Okay, so Shireen, for A level, it is 7 years. I'll just share the slide again. Yeah, that's your slide. Can you see it? So this is the level. You can take a screenshot if you want.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
So A would be corresponding to grade 3, is it?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is no cutoff limit as such to write the secondary exams. They are pretty open and flexible. However, 5 years is the validity. You can do a re-registration after that as well. That's not a problem. Okay, Saurabh's question is there a maximum number of subjects that you can give? Yes, Saurabh, it is 7. That is the maximum that you can choose. So okay. The cost is also pretty reasonable. 7 is the maximum, 5 is the minimum.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Tejal's question. Yeah, Saurabh.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Tejal's question is the 2-year gap requirement considered for completion of the secondary and senior secondary? They can split senior secondary paper. Yes, they can very much. As I said that, if you have given your exam, say now in April, you can give your 11th standard 2 papers. As I said, maximum you can give 3 papers, and the remaining 2 you can give next year. That's possible. You can split the papers.
So it's only for completion that
Vipin
the
is
2 year
saying
gap is, right, Sulva?
Sorry?
It's only for the completion that the 2 years gap that they'll see.
Absolutely. Correct.
Okay. I had another question, if I can just squeeze in.
Yes.
Now, for our daughter, she's appearing for the senior secondary, but she's in 11th right now. And she's doing 2 papers in October. In October, 2 papers in April, 2 papers in October, and then only 1 paper in the final 12th standard April. Now we've submitted the TMAs for the 2 papers that she will do in April. However, the NIOS website actually incorrectly shows that we've submitted TMAs for another 2 papers also. So it's showing TMAs submitted for 4 papers. Now, is this issue something that we take it up with the school, the center that she's registered for, or the NIOS board?
See, this year, one of our students also did the same thing where he gave the TMA for all the subjects. So this year they have made the flexibility. So I don't see that there is a problem. But if you're saying that she's not written the paper, like she's not submitted it, then you please take it up with the center first. If they don't cooperate, then you take it up to the regional center, because TMA marks are important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Vipin's question is, do the child have to complete 8th standard? Okay. So this is one question that I've just recently come across in one of our, we had one meeting previously. So there somebody had said that 8th standard is mandatory to give your 10th. So right now, as per the prospectus, it is very clearly mentioned in the prospectus for 2021-22 that there is no eligibility required before you give. So that means if a child has not given OBE levels, he can still go ahead and do the 10th standard. However, because of certain changes in the policies, it is likely that next year this may change. So right now, the information that we have is that we don't need. Vipin, have I answered your question?
Yeah. So, so is there a
sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying, so there could be a possibility that policies might change and next year we may have to give this OBE. Okay.
Yes, some of our friends whose kids have been giving OBE this year, they had a meeting on the 17th and they said that, they want a mandatory of level C before giving level 10th exam. But however, there's no official notification of this on the NIOS website yet. So let's wait. I think that could be a change in the next year's prospectus. We'll wait for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So are you able to give the exams like OBE multiple times? Like you mean, Saurabh, you want to split it?
No, I mean...
grade improvement?
Yes, like redo the exam.
Actually, grade improvement nahi hota hai, but suppose if you have done your exams through some other board and you want to do it through NIOS, then that's possible by the transfer of credit system. And for what do you call it? Upgrade. That's possible. Okay. If like, say, for example, you wanted a subject like business studies. I'm just giving an example, which is not at OBE level, but I'm just quoting it. Then, and this was not in the school system, then you can always give that paper separately. That's possible.
But you have only one shot at it.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So Shireen says, I have 19. Okay. Staying with us, who was taken out. Okay. She dropped off. Yeah, Shireen, you, I think, asked the question about the elder kids. No? There is no upper limit, Shireen. I don't see there's any problem. But she will have to do her 10th and then the 12th. Have I answered your question, Shireen?
So there's no way she can directly do 12th, right?
No,
she has to do
no. She can't.
Because of the age. Okay.
Yes.
So another issue we have in this is her Aadhaar address is still an address in Bihar. I mean, that house does not even belong to them anymore. So
All right.
ID made her voter's ID because she's now 19. We got her voter's ID through our address. But now the voter's ID and the Aadhaar have two addresses. Now, how do that? Should we change the Aadhaar address
No,
as well?
so
Would this be a
yeah,
problem?
you can do that or put another document into the address proof. As I told you, there are a couple of options that are there. So you could take one that is at your current address. That will solve the issue.
Okay. And also this will be in Hindi medium. Now the problem I have is
possible.
I can manage minimum Hindi, but I'm unable to read through and understand the form in Hindi. So,
okay. So you
it
have
would
to
be the
take
same as in English, right?
Yeah,
it'll be the same as in English, right?
So you read it in English and fill it up in Hindi. That would be great. So this is for your kids who are in the orphan kids, right? You're doing it for your girls,
yeah, this
right?
Is girl. She's 19 now, so we want to make her right next year. Hopefully.
Right. Yeah,
my kids are really small, so I'm presently just homeschooling them. I mean, they are only 6, so
okay.
I have time for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Snehal, no previous schooling done by the student. Is there a question that you wanted to ask, Snehal?
Yes, ma'am. This is with regard to the NGO girls which I'm working with.
Yes.
They would love to have, continue their studies through NIOS. But the age bar, the age for these girls is about 20 plus. So in this case, how do we take the admissions? And there's no certificate as such. So could you please guide me?
So for 10th level, I don't see there's an upper limit given. So I think you just try and enroll and see. Because if there is any problem, with the best part about NIOS admission process is that if your child is not eligible or there is some age problem, they don't let you move forward. So I would really suggest, Snehal, that you try enrolling one of your child. And if the NIOS is not going to allow you, they'll stop the process there itself. They will not let you proceed. Okay. So that's how you'll come to know. But you'll have to try it out.
Right.
So right now, for block 1, you can't do it, but you can try it for block 2.
Okay, and the reading and writing part, what about if the child knows Hindi, can the child give exams in Hindi?
Yes. Any language.
Any language, okay.
Yes.
And the third question is the gap required, as you said. How,
2 years.
Can you explain that thing?
2 years gap.
2 years? Okay.
Yes.
If the child does secondary, and the highest secondary has to be done after a gap of 2 years?
2 years, yes, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah. And one more question, sorry.
No problem, go ahead.
Birth certificate compulsory?
No, there are options, either birth certificate or your Aadhaar card or your passport or the leaving certificate of the previous school, either of it.
Okay, because I was told that birth certificate is required, and for that reason my admission.
It's basically the age proof, that's all. So if you have another substitute age proof, then I don't see there's a problem.
Then it's fine, right?
Yeah, then it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Mohan's question is, my child is 10 years and got him enrolled in level B this year. We will be giving the exams this year and next year as according to the age. He's in 4th standard curriculum. Mohan, sorry, I didn't get your question.
Basically, he is now 10 years. I enrolled him last year. This year for the level B.
Okay.
Now, what I understand is that the level B examination is conducted for class 5.
Correct.
But according to his age and what curriculum he has studied till now, because he took admission on the basis of class 3. So will he be giving the examination this year, or will he be giving the examination next year?
That's up to you totally, Mohan. If you think that, right now he's not ready and he's just done till grade 4 and you want him to give the exam next year, that's possible, because as I said, the validity remains for 5 years, right? So wait till your child is prepared. There's no rush.
But again, same joining question, that now if he gives grade 5 now and say, B level now, and he clears that, so he can again get enrolled into level C the next year?
Yes.
Okay. So there's either B or the age, the criteria that for the admission for C?
Yeah, but B as in for B, I think the age limit was 11 years. 1 second, let
years.
me check. Yeah, 10 years. So how old is he, you said? 10,
He's
right?
10 now, yeah.
No, then he will be eligible.
But for C, then will he be eligible immediately next year?
No, not immediately. 12 years.
Right. 12 years is the compulsion. Right.
12 years is the compulsion. Yeah, they're very rigid. See, NIOS is very rigid on the age part of it. So you all have to kind of follow that.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Deepak's question is, there are some subjects and vocational exams not conducted by AA. In that case, how do we come, which AA center conducts exams and what is the process to get that? So Deepak, I think you will have to kind of, in your state, wherever you are, you will have to kind of look for feedbacks or go and meet them personally. It always helps to meet them personally and then find out, whether they are giving vocational exams or no. Have I answered your question, Deepak?
So to whom should I meet?
So your AA centers, so when you go to the NIOS website, there is a list of AA centers that are given. So according to your city, you check the AA centers and go and visit them, whatever is close by.
Yeah, I already made them, but like they say like they don't have those subjects like in their center. So in that case,
so then you will have to stick to what they have, because there are many limitations like these with the AA centers who don't have all subjects. So it's always nice if, say, for example, my child wants to do bakery and the school is not offering, might as well put him in another center little far, but who is giving that subject. So that is
like,
a bit of
that is what
that
is my actual question. Like, how I'll come to know which center is conducting those subjects? Like,
you'll have to meet them or talk to them. There are phone numbers mostly. So instead of meeting, you could maybe try and call, see if they are cooperative and they answer your question on the phone. If not, you will have to either drop them a mail or go and meet them personally.
Okay.
According to my experience, they hardly revert on a mail.
Exactly. and even though like sometimes they are not reachable on their phone.
Yes, exactly.
And one more thing, like, is it possible like at regional center they have those details?
Yes, regional center does have. It's mandatory for them to keep all the details.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I have heard NIOS is permitting giving exams online. We don't know about that, Vaidehi. It's not yet official. It's just said that, they will be doing it. But let's wait for official notifications.
Because I'd read an article that said NIOS is now offering online exams. So I was wondering whether they've started it or not. Because my daughter right now is in class 6 going to 7. So I still have a year to do OBC. And we're going to be traveling. We are not going to be still. So I'm wondering with that concern, how about vocational exams? How do those happen and all? If you're not going to be based in India, you're on move. But nothing that you all know right now.
No, because it's not made official, so we can't really tell people about anything which is not on the website. So let's wait. I am expecting a lot of changes to come in the next year. So I think it's better to just hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Shubh, somebody called iPhone has raised his hand for a long time. I don't know if he has any question.
All right. Can we take your question?
Yeah. So I'm calling from Bangalore.
Okay.
So I don't know whether this question is relevant or,
No, that's fine. We'll try.
Drawing away from the topic. I'm a little confused actually now. So for example, if I enroll my child in 21K school, I don't know if you have heard of it.
Yes.
Now they say they follow the NIOS curriculum and syllabus and all this stuff. I have to then again register in NIOS over and above that?
Now I don't know how 21K do they register on their behalf, all the children, or do they tell the parents? That you'll have to probably ask them, because some institutes do register all the kids by default, but some have to do it on their own. But as far as I know, it is always better to do it on your own, so that the correct address is there are no errors and all of that. So I think
because they will do their own assessments through the year and all as per the class, right?
Yes.
And this OBC ABC is also required, is it? Is that what I understand?
Not yet. We don't have a formal notification about that, that it is required. But this is what in the one of the very recent meetings which happened on the 17th, some of the centers announced that you need a level C compulsory before stepping into before giving the 10th, but it's not on the website. So I'm just waiting and seeing that, whether it is only the requirement of the center or whether it is actually NIOS ka requirement. So that we'll have to figure out. But as of now, it's clearly said that they don't require anything like this. So regarding the 21K school, I think you better talk to them direct and ask them that, whether you all will do the process or do we have to do it?
And then one more question is that whatever they are doing at 21K, will that be recognized or only this OBC things will be recognized?
Only OBC things, because see, none of the private learning centers are as such registered, right? They are just helping out in the academic part of it. So it will not be registered as such, but it will be just a documentary evidence ki haan kuch kiya hai, that way.
Okay, so you are saying now, as of now, my child will have to do the level C if he has to go forward for class 10 and 12.
Yeah, that's what we've heard.
Okay, and it could be also later on level A and B also could come in.
Yeah, that's possible, but let's hold on for a couple of months. The new prospectus will be released soon, so we'll come to know.
Okay, thank you.
Shubs, there is one question sent to me directly by Vrushali. She's saying, what is the difficulty level of NIOS 10th papers, especially business studies and entrepreneurship? Also, which are the scoring subjects?
Well, again, this is very case-to-case basis, because what is scoring and not scoring totally depends on the child. But difficulty level, as I said, that NIOS curriculum is very systematically planned. So it's a very beautiful curriculum. They go right from basics to the complexity increases. So it's nice. It's scoring if the child is interested, obviously. So yeah. Have I answered your question, Vrushali?
I just have the doubt about, because these are not regular subjects which are taught in the schools, right? So I have seen their papers, like all are big questions, like all carrying at least 8 marks or 10 marks like that per question. So my thing is like, if he takes those subjects, he is interested in those subjects basically. But then when it comes to admission of 11th standard, then other people from other boards, IGCS and all, they will be having a lot of marks, and then because of these subjects, if he lacks in aggregate marks or something, so will there be any problem for admission to 11? That was the only thing.
No, so as far as I know, how much I've been into education system, usually each board has their own quota.
Yeah.
So you can't compare a CBSE marks with an NIOS marks, because each board has their own, highest percentage, right? If you look at CBSE marks, for example, most of the students get above 90.
Yes.
But if you're looking at a state board children will get somewhere around just 90. So how do you compare and how do you give marks? Yeah. So there are cutoff marks board specific.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Yeah. For admission, there will not be any issue.
No, they'll be fine.
And just one more question. Like he is 12 years now, and he has done schooling till 4th grade. Like he has not passed 5th in school. So can he directly give the C-level exam next year? Like now he has completed 12.
He's 12,
so there
right?
is no need to give a 5th standard exam, like B-level.
No, not at all.
Okay. So we can directly give C-level.
That's correct.
Okay, there is a question from Mr. Sujay. He asked me if he could ask one question. Dada, you can go on.
Yes. Yeah, hi. This is Sujay Bose.
Yeah.
So I have 2 kids. Both are right now they are schooling, regular schooling. So they are in class 5. So I'm planning to homeschool them from now onwards. So I missed the earlier part of this session. So I have 2 questions basically. One question is, if I wanted to get them, admit them for NIOS class 10 exams. So is there any other eligibility criteria for that? Do they have to pass ABC or whatever you have mentioned?
Nothing as of now. As of now, they can just directly give 10th.
Okay, okay. No other criteria, means they have to attend the study center classes or something.
See, contact classes have been given as a privilege to the children, where they say 50% internal assessment marks are there for it. However, you can take it as a benefit. I would say be in touch and take the contact classes, because one, they have been offered to you free of cost by the center. Second, by that, you will at least go and meet the people. They'll start knowing your child. So it helps in a lot of other complications, right? So you'll get the info on time. You'll understand, because your child is attending 50 sessions there, and plus 5 more if the practical is there. So I think you get to know there's a good rapport that is built between the AA and you. So please take benefit of the contact classes.
And also the study center can be moved from one city to other,
yes.
Right? In between?
Yes, yes. You can change it. There's a amount of fee that you have to pay for the transfer charges, but it's possible. You can change subjects, you can change everything.
And another question is the practicals for 11, 12, and I think even for class 10, is there any practical that needs to be somewhere we have to take care of it internally?
So your contact classes have 5 sessions of practical that is on paper. You have to go and get behind them and ask them and follow up with them about this. Not every center is very like, from my experience, very keen to do all this, because it's extra work for them. You'll have to understand. So it is our duty to get behind them and ask them that, when can my child come and do the practicals? But as per the rule of NIOS, 5 practicals is what they have to give your child. The 6th practical is their exam. So they do get this.
Okay. And so another thing, would you suggest that they should sit for ABC, like, which is parallel to 4, 5, 6, 7, or I think?
Sorry, I'm not the correct person to answer this question, being an unschooling mom myself. So I don't believe in the marks at all. But if that is a requirement for 10th, then we will have to do it, whether we have a choice or no. If our children are wanting to do 10th, and if they come up with this rule that, you have to do the OBE levels, then we don't have a choice.
Okay. As of now, there is no rule.
But see, I don't see personally, if you're asking me as an educator, then I don't see any need, because you're just preparing your child, right? So prepare him for life. Don't just think about that. Oh, is he? Why do we need validation from somebody else? Is my question. So, but again, to each its own. So you can decide that for your child.
As of now, there is a mandatory rule, right?
Sujay, can I just take the liberty of interrupting you? See, there are a lot many people in the line to ask questions. Is it okay if we move on? If you have any specific questions, we will share our contact points with you. Please feel free either to write to us or call us. We'll be happy to answer your questions then.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Right. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So I think Megha has sent me a question on the chat. She says, my son is 28th July 210 born, but I am unable to register in OBE level C. When should I try to register for OBE level C? And okay, let's take that question first. She has 2 more, and then we can move on.
Okay, so as I said, Megha, right? Megha, it's 1st of April, the site would be on. So between 1st of April to 31st, you can register.
Ma'am, it's Megha here, but between 1st of April and 31st of March, he won't complete 12. In a sense, this coming March, he will be still 11.
Okay, then you can't register him.
So this year,
as of 31st of March, if your child is 12 complete, only then will you be able to register. So will he complete 12 by 31st of March?
No, ma'am, he will complete in July.
No, so then you will have to register him next year.
Next year, okay.
Yes.
In that case, however, if I register for next year, ma'am, which exams he will be writing? Whether it will be like 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, or he will be directly writing
8th grade.
The 8th grade.
8th grade. 8th grade.
8th grade. Ma'am, one more question. My son is actually, he is holding a British passport. So can he enroll in NIOS? He does have an Aadhaar card, but it was long before when he had an Indian in this one.
Yes, he can. He can. There's no problem.
So foreign national can involve in NIOS, right?
Yes. So for one of our students, what we did is they are in Riyadh, but we got it done through Bangalore. because they had somebody there. So you can do it. That's not a problem. But only remember that all your contact classes, your practicals, your exam and everything will be in India. So you all should be okay with that.
That's fine, ma'am. He is currently here only and he is going to
so then there is no problem.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Mansi had a question of foreign language. So Mansi, there's no foreign language in the 18 languages that I mentioned. Unfortunately, there's no foreign language in it.
All right. Can we take Vidisha, please? She has raised her hand for quite some time now.
Yeah, Vidisha.
Hi, Sulva.
Hi.
So quick question. My daughter has done class 8 from a regular school. And now I'm about to register her for secondary. Now she does have her mark sheet, but because of the pandemic, the transfer certificate wasn't issued. So can I submit that in the required documents?
Yes.
I did go through the form. है ना? Okay.
हाँ, बिल्कुल कर सकते हो. ठीक है. Then Bin's Joan. Okay. Yeah, next question. For senior secondary, when is the time to register? Senior secondary, generally, I shared the dates. I'll just share it one more time. So just change the year accordingly. 1 second. These are the dates. So Binzi, these are your dates. You can take a screenshot of this. Okay, we'll go to the next question in the meanwhile. What is the difficulty level of NIOS 10th paper? Rushali has already answered that.
Okay, can we take Gayatri's question, please? Gayatri,
yes, sure. Yes, Gayatri. Gayatri, go ahead.
All right. If she's not there, Deepak,
so
please.
Till then, Shankar's question, 1 second.
Yeah.
Shankar's question is it like close to NIOS, is close to NCERT, CBSE? If yes, then can they prepare? Yes, Shankar, yes, they can. It's very closely aligned with CBSE curriculum, so they can give your NEET and JEE.
Deepak.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I want to know, like, basically, see, I also like NIOS OB A level have different syllabus in this, they have different books. And here now in the center, they are asking for refer SSC boards books and give based on those books, you have to give exam. Okay. So why this misalignment? Like, see, they are anyway, like they are NIOS AA centers. Okay. So they should follow NIOS syllabus, correct? But why this misalignment? What is the misalignment? Maybe like last word they are telling like you have to follow SSC board books.
Correct. So, no, but this has been a trend since the pandemic, Deepak, because what was happening, like this is what I've gathered from the parents that I have, okay, that what was happening is the books were not reaching the people on time during the pandemic. So they found out an alternative where they could still be able to give the exam. So they thought, what better could it be than taking the state board, state board curriculum. However, now why they decide on certain things is really not in our control. So we can't do much about it. So that's why, it's important that the time that you take the admission, from then only you start following up with the AA centers. Be in close association. Yes, Dula.
Thank you.
Dula, you want to say something?
Yeah, I actually had a question. So this is regarding what Deepak mentioned just now. And you had also mentioned in your presentation that NIOS is prescribing certain books and curriculum. But when you go to the study centers in the respective states, they are asking you to follow the respective state board curriculum books.
Yes.
So if it's Maharashtra, it's Maharashtra. If it's Karnataka, it's Karnataka. So, but the exam will finally be taken by NIOS and not the exam center, right? And not the study center, right?
Now, see, one of the schools that I know of, what they did was they gave the exam with their children itself. So NIOS did not send a separate paper in their case.
Oh.
They took the exam in-house.
Oh,
and
so,
yeah.
Oh, so the kids took the exam at the school where the center was.
Yes.
So this problem exists only till grade 8, I guess.
Yes, only till grade 8.
So, but once you do secondary and senior secondary, then it's regulated in the sense, then it's the school, then it's the NIOS.
Then is the NIOS thing. Correct, correct.
Right. So this issue is a minor issue, I feel, if it is till grade 8. If this issue was there in 10th and 12th, then we have a major issue.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I don't think we should worry so much about this. Kids should, everyone should know about it. That's fine. And if they're getting to take the in-house exam in the school, that's a nice thing actually in a way. So they have some experience of the state board and the state curriculum also. So I was worried that I hope this does not continue for 10th also.
No. It is not for 10th and 12th. They are using very much the PDFs that are available now. Right. They are using exactly that.
So it's only A, B, C levels that this is there. Right. Okay. This is a very important difference that I think need to be clarified. So people ask me, so I will clarify.
Correct. Thanks. Mansi has a similar line pay question that who checks the papers. So this is again checked by the schools itself, but the marks and the papers go to NIOS for the approval. So they can make some changes there. Mansi, have I answered your question?
Yeah, okay. There is one question from Santhani. Santhani, if you want to ask the question directly to Sulbha.
Sure. Okay. Hi. My question was, I have a kid, as in, I know someone who is in the 8th class, right? So she will be eligible for class 9. However, that was in a different board. And because of the pandemic, there are certain subjects and everything where she has been out of touch. Like because the school, there has not been in that particular board, not very proactive online teaching or anything so far. So is it too much of a hurdle if I want to enroll her for NIOS, because or can it be done, because class 9 is when everything becomes very serious even for NIOS, right? That's when. So what is the suggestion there? Like I heard you talk about practicals with study centers. So is it applicable, and where to get books? I mean, it's absolutely like where can I start?
Okay, thanks. So Sandhani, it is very easy process, and the books, practicals, everything is there. Lab manuals are given. So NIOS, one best part about it is everything is there on the website. So website is your to-go place, authentic websites, of course, and you can get in touch with people, and find out the study centers that have been good. And I'm sure there are many good study centers also. Like we have a school called St. Felix in Pune, which is a very good study center. My students have been giving exams there where practicals do happen on a serious level. So please get in touch with them and find out in your state what is the best place. And don't worry, they do fine. Kids are more adaptable than we are. Yes. Just learn to trust them, and
because my concern is even for class 8 curriculum, it's not that she's up to, as in she's well versed in all of it. Maybe some subjects where she has an interest, she has sort of brushed up and everything. So there may be a lag here and there in some subjects and stuff. So changing boards, and as well as like, is it too much of pressure for her, or should it just, can I consider that?
No, it's fine. And also NIOS, as I mentioned at the beginning, is giving you so much of flexibility, right? In terms of taking 2 papers now and then taking 3 papers later, even splitting it across 4 different sessions. So use this. It's a privilege that has been given to us. So let's misuse it. So that's
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Deepak has a question. He's saying that do we have to give any exam fees to the AA center? You don't have to pay anything to the AA centers, please. Everything, the exam fee comes out separately when the dates are being mentioned. They write a notification that now is the time for you to pay the exam fee. Please pay it only on the NIOS website. AA doesn't have any rights to ask you for any money whatsoever. So please don't pay any money for the contact classes. If they're asking you money for the papers, they're asking you money for the material, anything, please don't pay, because it's not authentic.
Okay, can we take Zikril, please?
Yes,
Naz,
Zikril,
sorry.
go ahead.
Snail, sorry. Give me a minute. Zikril.
Hi, Sudha ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask if we split the papers in 2 terms, like October and March. So if we have to go for a regular college, so does that really affect the admission process because the child has split up the papers and, given exams?
Sometimes. Some of the colleges are a little finicky about why did you split? Was the child not confident enough? They do cross questioning. See, which is they are right. They will ask you such questions. So that's where your child's confidence levels and, all these things are also judged. So sometimes the colleges just ask you because they want to test it. And sometimes they're very genuine and they'll just say a no. So then don't go to that college. My simple answer is that the colleges who are asking us such questions, we'll just avoid them altogether and go to those
any
who
subject. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Any subjects which are particularly which are kind of more helpful in colleges, like for if the child wants to take up commerce. So subjects which are recommended with NIOS.
So then you choose commerce subjects, Zikril.
Okay.
So then you go for subjects like economics and business studies and those. So it's always a nice idea if we can talk to our child and find out what are his interest areas and then choose the subjects accordingly. A very valid point actually, Zikril, you have raised, because sometimes parents are not aware of the things. Like we had a case where the child wanted to do architecture. Unfortunately, he dropped maths and science, which is actually a very mandatory thing for architecture. And he had to do his 10th once, then again give these 2 papers. So please be sure as to what your child wants to do. Talk to them, brainstorm, and then do your subject selection. So that's a very important and a valid point, Zikril. Thanks for bringing that up.
Thank you.
I think Mansi has a question.
Yes, Mansi.
Yeah, actually, Silpa, it's quite close to the questions Zikril just asked. What if I want to change the subject? Is that allowed at any stage? That's allowed, right?
You can.
But one needs to pay extra for it or something like that, right?
Yeah,
because
about 150 rupees or so.
Yeah, I checked that in the form. And you can also change your center in case of a change of residence and stuff like that, right?
Yes, very much. Like we had one of our students in Pune when she took the admission, but later because of her dad's transfer, they went to Kolhapur. So they got the center changed. So not a problem. We can change it. So Vipin, you have a question, I think. Vipin has been raising his hand.
I was asking pertaining to the earlier question. Now my son is 13 and we were hoping to give the 10th exam once he finishes 14. But if in the coming year prospectus, NIOS is asking us to do the compulsory.
Bangalore. Iran.
Mr. Deepak, can you please go on mute? 1 second, Vipin. Yeah. Sorry, Vipin.
Yeah, NIOS is making the 8th standard compulsory. Then will it be a problem that we have to complete that 8th standard before 14 years? Or can we do it later?
We will have to kind of figure that out, Deepak. As I said, even my kid has not given any exams as such. So they will make some provisions for it. Okay, so if they come up with a rule one fine day, then obviously they have to look at a contingency plan for these students who have never given any exam also, right? So I'm sure they'll have some concrete plan in place.
But
so don't worry.
And normally NIOS doesn't have an age limit, upper age limit. So it doesn't matter. Maybe it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. There is another question from Shankar.
Let's take Snehal Shubs because she's been trying to.
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry because I am in a hurry
Yeah.
to join in somewhere else. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you if the study centers provided by the child when he enrolls himself, other than that, if any centers which you could help the child to for classes or something like that?
Come to Sandbox.
No, I'm based in Mumbai, so that is otherwise I would have.
We have everything online, Snehal. So I'll share the website with you, and we can help you with the mentoring of the child. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, Shankar, can we take your question, please?
Sulabha, just before that,
yes, Dola.
It would be nice for us to know what Sandbox is offering actually.
Okay, sure.
Also, because that would be great because maybe a lot of people's panic and fear and doubt will just get dissolved if you tell us what all you are offering, and we'll be happy to, you know, just take the services from you, because I just want to let everyone know that I know Sulabha well, and I know whatever she's doing is amazing, and she will not take you for a ride like a lot of other commercial ventures. And she'll actually genuinely help, because she's also a homeschooling parent. I mean, unschooling just like me, but you know, so it's nice to take services from someone who is living that life and also offering it to others. And of course, when they offer, there will be a fees to it, because there is infrastructure and effort and resource people and all that. But I still feel that is much more valuable than anything else that is offered in the commercial market right now. So it would be nice, actually, Sulabha, if even I don't know much about the nitty-gritties of what you do. I know you through our community. I know you personally. So maybe that will be nice, actually.
Sure. Thank you, Dola. That is so sweet of you to say. But yeah, so Sandbox has been running for about 8 years now. And we started off with our need, actually, where, you know, we thought that our kid needed some help. And then when we were doing group schooling, we saw that he was thriving. So we said, why not offer these services to others? So we have, we take homeschooling children right from kindergarten to grade 12. And we are kind of developing like a social circle for them, where we can do you know, things together, we can play together. We do a lot of playing, by the way. So we take care of the academic needs as well, especially when it comes to IGCSE and NIOS. We mentor the kids for all the subjects. So if we can mentor it ourselves, then I and Vinay, my husband, who's here, who's been moderating the thing, so we both take classes personally. So we don't have many teachers. We have a staff of about 3 more teachers with us, but we personally take the 9th, 10th load, because you know, it's a very important age group, and we know our homeschooling children, they think differently, they need a pattern which is different than the conventional method. So we have everything with us. We help also in the practicals. We have a full-fledged lab in Pune, and homeschoolers are more than welcome to come and practice and do it. Also, since everything is online for Sandbox, because we are not a center, we have a space, but we are doing everything online, because we have kids from, as I said, Riyadh, Dubai, Bahrain, and Bangalore, Mumbai. So we will always be online. So if anybody wants to kind of know more, when I will drop a website, you all can go through that, the FAQs, and get in touch with us as well. We would love to help your children, because we treat them like us. And besides that, we are also focusing a lot on the awareness, because what happens is, you know, what Zikril mentioned is very correct. We don't know what goes into a career. So we started this June, say we started something called as Grown Ups Day, which has been a big hit in the homeschooling community. We call industry experts to talk to children about the whole idea of what that career, you know, wishes for your child. And then the kids can ask the questions to the industry experts. They can take internship programs from them and be like a mentee for 15 days and experience what it is to be in that career before making a choice of the subjects. So if you all need to do psychometric tests for your children, whatever, we can help you with all of that. So that's us in a nutshell. So thanks, Dola, once again for giving this opportunity to express.
Raji, I guess. Raji,
yes,
with her
Raji.
hands.
Yeah, Raji.
Hi. Like, you know, I'm new to this homeschool and stuff. Like, you know, because of this pandemic, I thought, like, you know, let me take my kids off the school, because they're forcing them to, you know, come to school and stuff, which I was not, you know, okay with. And I'm exploring things, you know, this NIOS and all these things. This is very new to me. After I got out of the schooling things, now only I'm knowing there is things like, you know, homeschool and other stuff. I have 2 kids. One is in class 5 and other one is class 3, which I took them last year. Now they are like, you know, I'm following the same syllabus, what the CBSE thing, the same books. I'm teaching them at home. And for this exam NIOS, so like for my son, like, you know, I should be taking this year if I enroll. Actually, they were supposed to write the exam this March. So So if I'm enrolling now in this month of March, April for the NIOS, they'll be taking the exam next year, right? That is
Yes, that's correct.
2023. So
23.
yeah, and later if they wish, if I want to put them in school, after 8th or 10th or whatever, I can still take these certificates and go, join any school.
Yeah.
Is it correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
And I'm I just got this link in Telegram group, one of the group, and I don't know what exactly, the Sandbox and all this. If you can share the link, or I'm interested in, these things. I don't know.
We have put the website on the thing, so you can check it out.
I have already shared it on the chat. I'll share it again.
I will check that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, Raji. Thank you. Yeah. Sujay is asking one question. NIOS certificate globally accepted in all? Yes. Yes, Sujay. The answer is yes. It is accepted. And Shankar has a question. In forums, students of senior secondary mention that they are unable to score well and is almost impossible. Do they correct the answer paper sincerely? Yes. Shankar, each board has their own limitations. As I said that, in a CBSE, it's very easy to get a 99% as well. 100% also nowadays, which I don't know how they get. But anyway, each board has their own thing. And when they take admissions, it is all, again, board specific. So nothing to worry. And they do check the papers. They are also accountable, right? Yeah. Raji, you have a question?
Yes. See, I'm in Bangalore right now. If at all, I understand your Sandbox, it is in Pune. If I have to enroll my kids, or if I have to know more, you have online things?
We have only online right now. Okay. Yes. Everything is online, and that is not going to stop even post-pandemic, because as I said, we have kids from all over. So we will not stop that ever.
Okay. So in this link, everything, all the other details are mentioned, right?
Yes, and my number you have,
no, I don't.
It's there, so Raji. It's there on the website. I will also put it on the group. So if anybody wants to contact us directly, they can call us. Okay. Let's do this on a Monday, please. Just a small request.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Sujanitha, please.
Yeah. So my question is, if we don't depend on the AI Center to do the contact classes, is it necessary or the subject should be offered through them? Like, even if they don't offer that subject that I'm choosing,
no, I
don't want to take.
No, I didn't understand your question. So you're saying that you want to take a subject which they are not offering. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, is it possible?
No, you cannot do that actually. You will have to take the subjects that they are offering, or you change the study center.
Okay, all right, got it. Thanks.
All right, iPhone. I would sincerely hope that you change your name.
Yeah, please.
Okay, anyway, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry, that's me again. I just wanted to clarify again about your organization or the Sandbox. So you're saying that do you do regular homeschooling classes, or do you do like mentoring or coaching type of?
So it's regular homeschooling where we are taking care of the academic needs, also 3 foreign languages. So I've shared my number and we can connect soon.
So you will be conducting daily classes and all?
Yeah, Monday to Friday, 2 hours. But we don't do like a regular school-like thing where 6 hours the children are engaged. It's just a 2-hour thing. And it's very different. So if you're coming with the expectation ki, it's going to be very rigid and a lot of timetable based and stuff, it's not like that. It's more to do with skill building and life skills than just academics.
Okay.
So I would encourage you, sir, to please join. Maybe if you get in touch with us on Monday, at least sit in one of our classes
for a couple of
see,
days.
See how it is. Okay, we don't charge. It's absolutely free. Okay.
Yeah. Sulbha, can I say, Sulbha, as a parent, as a Sandbox parent, can I just say 2 lines to all the parents who want to know about Sandbox?
Yes, Mansi.
Okay, so my son, I unschooled him a 1.5 years back, And I think it's been one of the best decisions of my life. I wish I would have done that and Sandbox would have come to my life for my older son. But anyways, in Sandbox, what I've realized is children do things a lot beyond books, marks, grades. They are not just taught academically, but a lot of life skills. Children who are 11 and 12 years old have done video editing. I personally do the newsletter for the school. I volunteer for it. The children do the proofreading, the editing, and stuff like that. And this exposure is given at the age of 10 and 11, which usually you don't get in school. So along with the academic help that Sandbox provides, what it provides is an overall development of a child that tomorrow when they come out of school, they're quite ready for the world. They're learning these terminologies and stuff like that, like grown-ups today. They're learning all these different professions. There's a lot more exposure that they're getting beyond academics, but even academic is very, very beautifully taken care of, especially the way the concepts are taught to them. You know, it's taught in a concept form. It's not just taught like, if it's physics, it's not just taught like that. There's a concept to it, which very well, you know, that they relate to and they apply it. So yeah, thanks Sulbha and Vinay.
Hey, thank you, Mansi. Thank you so much.
Ketika, you have a question?
Okay, hi. Before I ask my question, thanks. You know, I know Sulbha since I don't know how many, 5-6 years now.
Yes.
And yeah, and it's been great. You know, the Sandbox is actually her identity, and the energy gets transferred. So okay, but Sulbha, I have a question. This year when I went to the Thursday meeting, we were told that there's going to be oral exams. Okay, so have you some idea about oral exams that children have given for OB levels?
No, yeah, this is in fact the first time that I'm, listening ki orals lege. So a lot of changes. That's what I'm saying. Not like this year there were so many changes which I've never come across in the previous ones.
So,
in fact,
maybe go ahead.
So in fact, you know, Weber had given the exams for OB for his children, and it was such a smooth process. They just went, gave the exam, 5 days mein exam khatam. That's about it. Nothing, projects nahi, kuch nahi. Some of the parents that I came to know from them that, you know, they have, some schools have told them to make projects also. So I don't know kya kar rahe. So I think each center is taking it up like themselves. I think unke accordingly they are evaluating the child. I think. What did they tell you in your center?
I think that's the same because I heard
attended the meeting.
Okay, now the couple of important points that they told us. First is going to be either going to be 80-20 or 70-30. They haven't decided on it yet. And then it's going to be orals plus written, or otherwise practicals plus written. Like for art and craft, there's going to be practicals. Okay, and they have given an entire for art and craft, for toy making, for painting, it's going to be practicals in theory. That is what they told. And this year they said that we are very strict. Like for the exam is going to be for OB A level. It is the SSC board 3rd standard paper straight. But from next year for OB level A, they will be referring to grade state board 1, 2, and 3 for preparing the question papers.
Right.
So this was another change which I did not know is coming up, but they said that that's what they're going to do. And third was, so I think it's very center specific, you know, because there is no clear thing. I'm waiting for a actually reply from the NIOS help in Bombay, who's going to clarify these things which are told by the center. I don't want us to get stuck tomorrow that center is saying something and the NIOS comes and says something else.
Yeah.
So
Sorry guys to butt in. So this is what I was going to tell all about. I cater to a lot of 10th and 12th students from NIOS. Okay, I've got a student from Bangalore, and his center has told him something else totally different. So just to avoid this ambiguity and this conflicting information, let's not go by what the center says. Okay, because tomorrow you might change a center, and that center would tell you totally different what your previous center might have told. So let's wait for an official announcement from NIOS, which they usually do, maybe a little late, but they usually announce everything on their website. So until and unless anything is like in black and white, it's written over there, let's consider everything as a hearsay as of now. And let's wait for an official announcement, which we firmly believe is going to come out somewhere in the month of March or April. And let's take it up from there then.
But when our kids are appearing for the exam right now.
Yeah, but then that is what I'm trying to tell you. Exam is our requirement. Rules are theirs. All right. So that is what I'm saying. If there are centers coming up with their own rules, it is always better to hear from the horse's mouth and not just go by what the center says. As I said, tomorrow, if you move to another center, they might give you another information. So as you rightly said, that let's wait for something which is coming to you from Bombay, maybe. Let's wait for it, what they have to say. If not, if there are email delays, pick up the phone and have a conversation with them.
And also, Ketika, since the kids will be giving exam now, so abhi to whatever they say, we'll have to agree to it.
Exactly. Abhi to we have to agree. We have no other option.
Karna hi karna hai. But for further, like moving forward, we can take a call as to what we want to do.
Okay,
Reena, we can take the last question.
Yeah, just 1 minute. Just to, Reena ji, 1 minute. Just to give you an example. One of our students who wanted to appear for both subjects like computer science as well as tourism. Okay, on the NIOS website, it is written that they have to they are taken on the same day at the same time. Okay, but his center has allowed him to appear for those papers on different times. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Centers can go back and centers can make the arrangements for you. Okay, and that is the reason Sulbha in couple of her questions, she has mentioned that you can change the center if one center is making life difficult for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so that
we were also told that.
Yeah.
That's always better, you know. Yeah,
we
we'll
have
take the last question, guys.
Actually, one more thing that we have actually asked the center to change the timings as well.
Yeah, maybe.
So keep it in
it's again center specific.
Correct.
If they want to do it, they will do it. If they do not want to do it, they can.
And as people, I think we can put pressure on them anyway.
Yeah. Let's take last question. We have another one at 12:30, Shubs. So we'll quickly take Reena's and we'll close this.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, now I have many questions which I'm going to call you personally and ask you. I don't know whether this meeting was for me or not. I just saw on WhatsApp and I logged in. So I just wanted to add something to Mansi ma'am, which she was telling about Sandbox. I just wanted to add something in that.
Yes, Reena.
I really feel, you know, all the parents who are attending this meeting now, I want to share my experience with them that this Sandbox is amazing. You know, I feel like I'm out of race now because my daughter was studying in a military school before and also in a private school. But that time and this time is very, very different. You know, I must thank Sulbha ma'am for this. I feel so lucky that my daughter it's like a commune, you know. And the children, the elder children also, they teach the younger so well what they know, which normally doesn't happen in a normal school. So this is such a different experience. I feel sometimes that my daughter knows much more than what I know, you know, technically also. Because sometimes she tells me something and which I don't know. You know, in my school time, I don't remember that anybody had taught me so early all these things. So I feel so happy. And most of the time, you know, I'm free. Before it was not like that. You know, I had to do the homework and this and that and all the projects. So it was completely a race kind of a thing. Now I feel so relaxed. You know, so I feel there is another mother for my child. There not 1, 2, 3 mothers are there.
Yes. Thank you, Reena, for your kind words.
And I feel relaxed and so thankful to Sulbha ma'am, Poonam ma'am, Fanny ma'am, and other teachers also. Thank you very much. So you can definitely join this. This is a very good experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yeah, we will end our session. I hope that you all have got some clarity. Extremely sorry if any point has confused you all, but you all have my number, you all have the website, you all can get in touch with me for any help that you require. And I will hope to see you all soon some other day. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's a Saturday and you all have all spared time. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Sulbha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.